and welcome to this introductory course of SAP Business Planning and Consolidation, which is SAP BPC. On the screen, you can see the agenda for today's course. We will first discuss what are the details of the course that we will take in today's and the following classes. After that, we'll have a short introduction to BPC and we'll follow it up with a BPC system demo. Okay, so let's move on and go on to what will be the course details. So BPC courses are divided into three segments: BPC 420, BPC 430 and BPC 440. BPC 420 primarily deals with the BPC administration part. BPC 430 deals with the BPC reporting part, and BPC 440 deals with the consolidation part. So in BPC 420, we will deal with introduction to the BPC system per se, and then we will move on to configuring the BPC applications, in which we will cover how to create environments and dimensions, how to create models, security and model parameters. Excuse me. After this, we'll cover administration, wherein we'll see validation of master data and work status. After this, we'll cover data acquisition in BPC. In this, we'll cover how to manage data with data manager, flat file and BW uploads, and master data and transaction data uploads. The next unit would focus on logic scripts. Here we will deal with how to create and use logic script, how to execute them, and member formulas. Finally, we will cover business process flows, in which we will learn how to create systematic workflows which cover your business processes. This will conclude the BPC 420 course. BPC 430, which is the reporting course, primarily focuses on the EPM add-in reporting tool. So EPM add-in can be used both to create input forms, which can be used to enter the data into the system, and also reports, which can be used for reporting purposes. Also, we will discover a lot of features of EPM add-in. After this, we will deal with web integration, which is the web input forms and web reports. Excuse me. Web reports, and also the collection and distribution of reports using BPC. And finally, we will cover comments and planning functions. Okay. Next comes BPC 440, which is the consolidation module of BPC. In this, we will cover how to set up the master data and environment for consolidation. Then we will cover balance carry forward, reclassification, journals, currency conversion and eliminations. All these are essential topics in a consolidation module. Balance carry forward talks about how to carry your previous year data to the next year. Reclassification talks about how to reclassify your data from one segment to another. Journals are used for management corrections that have to be made to your transaction data. Currency conversion deals with conversion of data which is entered in one local currency to another reporting currency. And finally, eliminations. So with this short introduction on what we will cover, let us move on to our next segment, in which we have a small introduction of our BPC. So let us start with where does the BPC stand in terms of SAP products. So BPC, as you can see here on the screen, is part of your enterprise performance management suite of products, which is a new dimension suite of products called EPM. EPM has many products apart from BPC. Obviously, BPC is the most famous and most selling product, but there are other products also in this suite of products, which is strategy management, profitability and cost management, financial information management, financial consolidation, intercompany spend performance management, and supply chain performance management. BPC itself comes in two versions, BPC for NetWeaver and BPC for Microsoft. So what is business planning and consolidation used for? As the name itself suggests, it is primarily used for business planning and consolidation. In business planning, what are the areas that BPC can support? BPC can support your budgeting, it can support your sales and revenue planning, it can support your capital expenditure planning, headcount and staffing planning, expense planning, cash flow, and liquidity planning. So BPC per se doesn't come with any particular scenario inbuilt apart from the RDSs. If you take a vanilla BPC installation, it will not have any of these. All these scenarios have to be configured and built. Uh, Therefore, it supports a lot variety of your business planning scenarios. Once your business planning is done, it will help you for forecasting and consensus building using rolling forecast and continuous planning. So once your let's say annual budgeting is complete, you can do your rolling forecast, which can be monthly or quarterly. These rolling forecasts can improve on your annual plans and give you more accuracy over the budgeting or the planning that you do at the beginning of the year. Uh, Apart from this, BPC also helps in consolidation. In consolidation, it will help you currency conversions, intercompany matching and reconciliation, and intercompany elimination, and then management and legal roll-ups or consolidation. Apart from this, you can do ad hoc reporting, variance analysis, driver based analysis, etc. All these are features which are supported by BPC. Okay. So right now there might be various versions of BPC. Let us take a deeper look at why there are so many versions available and what each of those stand for. So BPC was acquired from Outlook Soft by SAP. It was not a homegrown SAP product. It was acquired from Outlook Soft, and when it was acquired from Outlook Soft in 2007, then the current version of BPC was 5.1, and it was only supported with a Microsoft database. So once SAP acquired BPC from Outlook Soft, it continued the Microsoft line, and it innovated and brought in 7.0, then 7.5, and then 10.0 versions of the Microsoft BPC. However, since SAP wanted to integrate BPC with its own suite of products and wanted to leverage the BW platform that SAP has for reporting, SAP did a lot of innovation with the acquired product and came out with version 7.0 NetWeaver somewhere in 2009. After that, 7.5 was released, and then 10.0 was released. 10.0 has been in general availability for quite some time now, and it's a quite robust and stable tool. Okay, all of these Microsoft and NetWeaver versions support their reporting with the EPM add-in. Also, we can do a lot of reporting from BW or BO suite of products on the BPC data. So this is how a typical BPC system landscape looks like. If you can see here, in this segment we show that this is your source data layer. So primary source would be your SAP ECC for a customer who is leveraging its SAP platform. SAP ECC, but there might be other data sources also here, and these data then come into SAP BW. This can be directly through BW, or they can also leverage the data services. And once all this data is there in BW, it closely interacts with your BPC. So BPC is a BW based tool. As you can see from this diagram here, this layer of BPC is sitting in the BW landscape, and it is called the CPMB namespace, and this interacts with your traditional BW, and there is a close data flow from your BW to the CPMB layer of BPC. Then this is the pure BPC application server layer, wherein your BPC application and your SQE, ODBO, web services and data manager reside, and here all the processing takes place. And once your data has been processed in BPC, it can be reported using EPM add-in here, or it can also be reported through Crystal Reports, Excelsius, Web Intelligence via your Business Objects Universe. This is the BPC architecture. Uh, so BPC, I have compared the architecture for version 7.5 and version 10.0. Here what you see here was a .NET server which was there in BPC 7.5. In 10.0 it has been removed. Essentially most of the other architectural related stuff remains the same. So BPC is now predominantly by the ABAP server which is here, and your admin client is converted into a thin client, which in 7.5 was a thick client. So which essentially means you do not have an application, you can just run your admin through a web browser. Okay. Apart from that, you have office clients and web clients, and you have your web services here, and your database and in memory means your HANA, which is optional. You can use HANA, or you can use any other database also as of now. So we'll move on now. So here you can see this is a very simple pictorial representation of what your BPC does. So you have your structured data which is there in your ERP, BW or CRM databases, and you have your Excel data which is your unstructured data lying in thousands of Excels in your companies, and all this data combines and helps you in your budgeting and forecasting process. So BPC combines all this data, it processes that data and helps you generate a budgeting and planning and consolidation solution with a capability to report through dashboards and web browsers and your Microsoft Office based solutions. So, so what are the key features of your SAP BPC? So key features of SAP BPC, if we see, are that it is familiar and easy to use. So here if you see here, it is familiar because BPC is a tool for your planners, financial planners and operational planners who have been doing their planning for ages in Excel. So the front end of BPC is still Excel. So it is familiar and easy to use, and you can leverage all the functionalities of Excel here. So users find it increasingly easy to adopt this change from a legacy system to a SAP system. Also it is process centric. So once you define your process, that this is our planning process or this is our budgeting process, then you can easily configure that process into your system using a business process flow, and the users will be guided by that business process flow, and they can complete their budgeting and forecasting in a step by step manner. And finally it is a unified system. It saves your time and reduces your effort and errors in your budgeting exercise. Okay. Then another key benefit is that you have your version or your scenario creation, or your what you call as scenario analysis. So what happens once you create your budget, most of the organization managers or the key stakeholders want to change some kind of parameters and see what is the effect in the overall budget if they change the price of one quantity in 1 month, then what is the effect on the profitability or how their P&L changes. All these kind of scenario analysis can be done in BPC very easily, and BPC supports all these from out of the box. Okay, and finally you have your driver based planning. So it's not that you have to enter your absolute numbers. You can define key drivers which affect your business and model your solution in such a way that you enter your data based on those drivers, and then you can visualize the effect of those drivers on the system. Okay, then okay, let's move on to a short system demo here. So let me open the BPC web interface. So this is the BPC web interface that you see. Let me log in here. Uh, and okay, okay. So this is our uh, web interface to the BPC, and here we get all the desired access. And if we have to launch any other interface, then we can launch from here only. So our today's demo will focus on how to create a input form to make your data entry into your BPC system. And let us launch our Excel interface. Okay, so there has some background preparations which we have already done. We had to create some environments and models and dimensions which have been done for the purpose of this demo, and we will straight away log into the model and then create this input form wherein we can enter our financial planning data. So okay, so we'll log on to our planning environment here, and let us create this input form. Okay, so this is how our Excel interface would look like. And then let us, if we see, this is the EPM pane and EPM tab which appears, and we are logged on to the system. Okay, so I can hide this. This is called our EPM pane and EPM, and this is the context. If I want to hide, if I click this button, everything is hidden. Okay, so I can make it visible again here. And let us look at how our context is there. So let me take you to context lock. Okay, and everything is set. So to create a new input form, let us start with the first step. We will click on the new report button here, and since we want account to be in a row axis, we'll move it to a row axis, and time in our column axis. Okay, our report, we would want to start from, let's say, cell B B10. Okay, and in account, if I want to select context here, and once, and then I select member and descendants here. Okay, and time I select context again, but only base level. So excuse me. So this is how our report should look like: account in the row axis and time in the column axis. So if I do this, so you see here we had said that it should start from D10, and it has started from D10. Okay, so this is a very simple this thing. Let's now set our context here. Let's go to context options, go to context lock, and let me select net income as the count. Also, let our audit trail should be input only. So we will select this category. Yes, we are doing our budgeting, so we will hide and lock a budgeting. Entity, let us select. Let us see what are the options here. So in North America we have Canada and United States. So let us select United States, and intercompany should be third party. Product, let us select product A, and leave the product open, and it will also open, and reporting currency, let us select US dollars, and we'll hide this also. Time we've already selected, and this category. Okay, okay, and let us now hide this, and if we refresh this now, we refresh this. Okay. Also, now let us format this so that this looks a little bit better and presentable. So let us configure the formatting sheet. Okay. So here, so let us do the formatting based on our row axis and column axis. So we will enable our row axis and column axis formatting. Okay, and we will apply all these formattings here, and so once we apply all these formattings, let us see how our report looks. Okay, so let us do here. So let us do calculated member formatting, control B. Okay, and here also will be control B. Inputable member default, let us do control I. Here we'll leave it like this, and change and we'll leave this, and let us do some formatting here. A changed member should look like this. Our inputable member should look like this, and our let this look like this, and this is okay. Yes. So let us make the borders here step 3 is what is here. So we can write performance. And like this. So let us look how our report looks now. We go to the EPM tab and then refresh. Okay, so what do we have to do here? We have to go to options and have to go to the formatting tab and say apply dynamic formatting here, and we select this sheet which we have just configured here, and then let us again refresh our sheet, and the report is now formatted like what we did. Let us improve this a little bit. So what we have to do is we have to clear these areas. So we'll go to the working sheet, and in the calculated members tab, let us put some colors here again. We can put gray color. So let's put gray color here, and then if we refresh this again, it will be gray colored now. Okay, so this is our P&L statement basically, and let's finish this report by here putting select entity, and then you can put formulas for selecting product, and also category. Okay, and here we'll put the formula EPM context member formula, so that we are able to select the required dimension. Okay, and here let us put product, and category. Okay, and let's put here, and let's put borders. Here, this, and financial planning input form. Instead of B10, let us have this reporting started from B8. So we'll go to EPM tab, edit report, and instead of D10, we'll make it D8. So the report will shift up. Okay, so this is how our input form would look like. And if we close this, so this is how it looks like. And let us so right now if you see the save data button is disabled. It's essentially a report, but we can quickly convert it into a input form by checking this option. And now if we see, it is enabled. So now we can quickly uh, enter some data and see how it looks like. Let's try and enter some. So in this input form here, in the columns you see the time is from January to December 2004. And here you can see your P&L account hierarchy, which essentially is your sales, and then your cost, and then your variable cost, and then your total net income. So let's say for January, if your third party sales was uh, 5,000, the moment we enter, the system shows that you have changed this, and your cost was, your material cost was, let's say, uh, 2,000, and your labor cost was 800, and your other cost, let's say your advertising and promotion cost was 100, and travel and entertainment cost was 350. So if you save this data, the data gets saved into the system. Here you see 5 records were entered, 5 were saved, and your net income is automatically calculated, which is a 1750 here, and all this is your total sales is a 5,000 which you entered here. If you want to change it here, the system will not allow to change it here, because it's a this total sales is a combination of your third party sales and intercompany sales. So let's say if I want to change it here and make it 6,000, and if I try to save, the system will give me a error. It did not save this. So if I have to change it here, I have to change to the individual components. Let's say I want to make this 6,000 instead of 5,000. My net income should increase by 1,000 rupees now, keeping in mind that all other components are same. Here it will succeed, and we have a 2750. Similarly, you can copy to all months of data. This was for product B. Let's say if you want to change it to product A here, you can select product A and refresh, and all your data is gone. Let's say we enter for product A again, let's say 3,000, and material cost is 700, and advertising cost is 200. So and I say save data. So my net income should be 2,100 here. Yeah, and since for product B, as we recall, it was 2750. If we want to use this as a report, instead of product A or B, we select total product here and then do a refresh. Then it will add this 2100 and 2750, and it will show us that it is 4850 total. But here, since you have selected every for total product, you cannot enter any data at individual product level. You have to select your individual product here and then enter the data accordingly. So this is how we quickly created an input form to enter our P&L data, and there are a lot of other features which are there, which we need to enter and which we need to learn in subsequent sessions. So this will conclude our quick demo of the system and also today's tutorial. Thank you.